Amish, thank you so much for speaking to NDTV and taking out the time. Let me start by asking you that we speak on a day when the second consecration ceremony is taking place. This is Lord Ram in his sovereign avatar, in his regal form, as he was the king of Ayodhya, and his entire darbar will be installed in all its glory. Your thoughts on this and the significance of today?
I think it's a milestone at various levels. One is at a national level, as a nation. We got independence in 1947, political independence in 1947. I would argue we got economic independence in 1991. But the rebuilding of the temple was, in many ways, our cultural independence. The Indian state reconnecting to India's roots and our culture. The second thing, at a broader cultural level, the second level at which I think it's critical. India is the only pre-Bronze Age culture that is still alive. Every other pre-Bronze Age culture, pre-Bronze Age, matlab minimum 5,000 years old, is dead. They're all museum pieces. You go to Egypt, nobody worships Amun-Ra there. They don't even know their ancient name, which was Kem. We still know our ancient name, which was Bharat. The rebuilding of the temple in many ways. I think Professor K.K. Mohammed Saab put it perfectly. He said it's not really a Hindu-Muslim issue. It was an Indian foreigner issue. Babur was a foreigner from Uzbekistan who attacked and destroyed a deep symbol of our cultural pride, and we have revived it. And that, to me, is a cultural statement. But the last thing, and most importantly, I think there's a divine statement as well. Sri Ram has returned to Ayodhya. Ram Lalla has returned. What can be more deeply spiritual and divine than that?
Indeed, and he has returned, and this time, as I said, not in his Ram Lala form, which is what it was last year in January when the grand consecration ceremony took place. This time as the ruler, as the king of Ayodhya, and which is why he's not alone. He's going to be in his darbar, and there's going to be his three brothers, Bharat, Lakshman, Shatrughan, and Lord Hanuman in eternal servitude. He will be, of course, sitting as a, you can see some of those visuals that are coming in. Lord Hanuman in eternal servitude to Lord Ram. Amish, the fact that as we walk our viewers through some of these visuals that are coming in, the significance of today, I want to also ask you the fact that there are also temples, not just, of course, the Ram Darbar, but also temples for all those revered saints and figures in Ramayana, who played a very important role in Ramayana, whether you take Valmiki, Vishwamitra, Ahilya, or several others. How significant is that? Because Ramayana does have a deep cultural connect around the world.
No, very true. People across the community, across regions are being recognized out there. And this to me is a symbol of unity. We see the divinity in everything, not just in our gods and goddesses, but in everything. You and me, when I say namaste, I essentially am saying I bow to the divine within you. And those human beings who we worship as divine now, like Maharishi Valmiki ji, like Ahilya Bai, Holkar, they are human beings who discovered that divine within themselves. So, in a sense, they are role models for us, and it's wonderful that they are being celebrated too at the Ram Janmabhoomi ji, and this it should be an inspiration for all of us to be better human beings.
Indeed, those temples that we are talking about, besides Valmiki, Vashishta, Vishwamitra, Ahilya, it's also Shabri and Nishadraj, and that completes the spiritual and cultural network of temples within the main precinct of this entire area, which is why, of course, it has such deep meaning. Amish, the other thing I want to ask is that Ramayana we were talking about its global appeal. It's actually far and wide. 22 countries directly have linkages to Ramayana. And in fact, at this year's Pravasi Bharati Divas, Ramayana was a very important theme that connected the diaspora. With this ceremony being completed, with the temple being completed in its grand divine form, how do you see those bonds being strengthened further?
Absolutely. And not just the diaspora, I would argue even those who are not of Indian origin. There was a time when India's cultural influence spread across the world. Buddhism went from India to Central Asia, China, Japan. Hinduism and more particularly Lord Ram's story went to Southeast Asia. The Mithraism way of life and culture went to Rome from India. Mithra was a Vedic god. We've forgotten many of these things in these centuries of invasion. There's a wonderful book by William Dalrymple, The Golden Road, which spoke of many of this. But even prior to that, scholars like Sanjeev Sanyal have written on this. It helps Indians revive our memory of our own widespread cultural influence, something that we've forgotten. But it'll also help foreigners connect with us. So many Southeast Asians who celebrate the story of Lord Ram can come to Ayodhya and reconnect with him and with India, and we'll build deeper bonds with them.
Absolutely. From Cambodia, going all the way, in fact, to New Zealand and beyond. As that ceremony, in fact, has started, viewers, those are live visuals coming in. Abhijit Murat means auspicious Murat. That was 11:25. It has already started. Amish, the last question I want to ask you is that as the construction nears completion, the architectural splendor of Ram Temple, the divine glory, for those, of course, who believe in it, that is likely to also act as an impetus to cultural and religious tourism, not just Ayodhya, that entire area, Lucknow, Ayodhya, Banaras, all of that is likely to get a fresh impetus, isn't it?
No, I think look, religious cultural tourism is wonderful in many ways. It's a much better way to drive the economy than pure consumerism. Because religious tourism aids the cause of community and family bonding as well. Unlike consumerism, which we all know, yes, is good for the economy, but it's not necessarily good for family bonding or community bonding. That's the first point. Second point, religious tourism actually helps the poor people a lot more. People working at the temples, the shopkeepers outside, the cleaners, so many people get employment because of this. And look at the scale that's happening. Ayodhya, if my numbers aren't wrong, received some 7 crore tourists in just 1 year. Prayagraj and Varanasi, my roots are in Varanasi, have also boomed because of religious tourism. Uh, the Honorable Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath ji had told me that during the Kumbh Mela at Prayagraj, they'd opened a park, a religious themed park close to the Sangam, and they had the municipality had offered land, and the investor, the guy who built it, he was told that you'll have to invest all the money to build that theme park and small temples, etc., and you'll have 3 years to recover that money. That guy earned that money out in just 1 week. And Yogi ji was telling me this shows how hungry Indians are to reconnect with our culture. So, isn't this wonderful? It's good for the economy and good for our culture and social unity as well.
Indeed. Let's leave it there. Amish Tripathi, thanks much for speaking to NDTV.